Hi, welcome along to a brand new episode of the Recurring Revenue Rock Show. I'm your host, Laura Jeffrey. It's great to see you here today. So in the most recent episode of the Recurring Revenue Rock Show, we were talking about reasons why you're not making more money, more income from your membership as it stands. So in the last episode, we talked about how your structure might be affecting how you're selling places in your membership, and we also talked about your spark or lack of spark with your membership, like how in love you are with your membership. So today we're going to be moving on to two different areas. So there are four total areas, so the two that we spoke about last time, and then in today's episode I want to talk to you specifically about systems and selling, because these are two totally different problems that I see again and again and again come up with membership owners who aren't making the money that they want to make from their memberships. So first of all, let's tackle systems, because that is quite a simple one to put right, but you do need to roll your sleeves up and do the work. So I do tend to get a certain percentage of membership owners coming across to see me who want to work with me more closely because they haven't systemized their memberships yet. And for me, I'm a typical Virgo. I love things to be systemized. And the more I systemize my business, the more I automate, the more I get kind of set out and systemized, the easier my business is to run and the better things feel, because I'm not late with things. Things kind of run like a well-oiled machine, which is obviously what we all want in our businesses. We don't want to be kind of operating from this place of chaos and stress, which absolutely I did kind of like the majority of my business. I actually ran from a place of being, quite last minute, nothing being systemized, tax returns being submitted a day or two before the deadline, not having systems in place for content creation, for example, not having systems in place for how you onboard and offboard your members. All of these things really add up to quite a chaotic working environment, not only physically, like on your desk and in your office, but mentally. It's kind of like quite a big mental load and quite a big mental stress when you don't have things systemized and you don't know kind of what's going on and when in your business. Is not a good place to operate from. So when business owners come to me who aren't making enough money from their memberships, this is absolutely one of the areas that we look at, because it's like, right, you are basically leaking money from your business if you haven't gone through and streamlined what you're doing and systemized the different processes that you have in your business. So for those of you who are like me, who probably came from a corporate background or maybe a teaching background, you will remember from those days back in the office or whatever institution you're working in, that there were systems in place, right? And there's a reason for that. So for me as an event manager, absolutely, there were processes and procedures and systems that we had to have in place in order for us to be able to make a profit in our business. It was really, really important that we all were trained on that, and we were all kind of like singing from the same hymn sheet, like that saying, like you're all kind of acting in the same way so that you get a relatively similar result each time because it works well. So when I'm talking about systemizing your membership, there are certain areas which you really, if you want to grow and you want to make more money from your membership, you need to get these right, because it's going to allow you to make your membership a lot smoother operation to run. And also it means that you need fewer staff. For me, I run with occasional Facebook ads support from a Facebook ads manager. I have an accountant who helps me with my tax return, and occasionally I get some help from a VA or from a graphic designer, but that is it. I don't have any permanent staff. In my office, it's just me, and I like it that way. I do not want to have to employ loads of team members. That's not part of my vision. That doesn't inspire me. So having my business really systemized means that I can run like a really well-oiled machine where I'm not kind of like having to get loads of people to do different tasks, because it's all automated in my business. It's done. The majority of the work is done. So what does that look like for you in your membership? There's a few different areas here that you need to look at, and it might be worth kind of taking a note of these and just doing a column under each to kind of give yourself a mark out of 10 in terms of how systemized you are. So have a think firstly about your members' experience inside your membership. If you're not systemized and you're not looking after your members properly, you're going to lose a lot more members than you should be or could be. So this is like a really obvious first thing to look at, to make sure that you're not like frittering money away from people resigning or kind of coming out of the membership when you could have actually held on to them for a lot longer. So mark yourself out of 10 for how you're doing with your onboarding. How are you welcoming people into your membership? When they're leaving you, how are you offboarding them? What process do you go through when your members are actually leaving? What emails are you sending to them? How are you making sure that, you know, to check in what you could have done better? What would they have preferred to have seen or had support in the membership that would have made them stay longer? Why are they leaving? Is it the money? Is it because they're not feeling well enough supported? You need to know this, because then you can make your membership better, right? So onboarding and offboarding your members, that's a really, really big one. Next, have a think about finances. What process do you have in place for your, you know, your expenses, your outgoings? Do you know on a month-to-month basis exactly how much you're spending on your business? Because it's ever so easy to have all these different apps and services and memberships and things going on, and before you know it, you might not even be turning that much of a profit. So you need to really be careful about how, like, what you are actually investing in. So have a think about things like MailChimp, Aweber, Vimeo. Maybe you're using like an all-in-one solution like Kartra or Kajabi. You know, what other memberships do you have where you're kind of actively involved and you're benefiting from them? Happy days, keep hold of those. For the memberships that you're belonging to where you're not taking any action, get yourself out of them, where, you know, you only want to be doing things which are an actual benefit to your business and you need to have running to help you to run your business, basically. So you need to do a bit of an audit of what you're actually spending money on. Content creation. What are you doing? What is your process and what are your systems in terms of content creation? So say for me, for example, I knew that this was one of my real, like my Achilles heel, if you like. I was incredibly inconsistent with my content creation. So even though I was hitting a 6-figure year in my business, there was no kind of consistent content coming out which was looking after my audience in between my launches and in between my sales efforts. So I knew that I needed to set up a system where I would reliably, consistently create content every single week in a way that was kind of systemized, that I could predict what was going to happen, instead of it being like a Thursday and going like, oh, I haven't done anything this week, what should I do now? I wanted there to be a system in place, which is one of the major reasons why I set up the Recurring Revenue Rocks show, because I knew that I would commit to having a new episode every single Monday, which would then give me content ideas for the rest of my week. So I could just get it all scheduled in and sorted out on the Monday, and then it was done for the week. So that was a really good content system for me. Have a think about your content. What kind of system do you have in place for that? Do you have a regular posting system? All these kind of things like really take pressure off you and help you to run a more efficient business. So really have a think about your systems. This is really important, because the more kind of structured this is, the easier your business is going to run. So the final kind of big key area which I wanted to talk to you about is selling. Do you like what I've done there with all the S's, right? So what have we done so far? So spark, structure, we've just done systems, and we're going to do selling now. So with selling, this kind of ties in with all of the other S areas that I've covered, actually, because without a spark, you're going to find selling hard. Without a structure in place, you're going to find selling hard. Without systems in place, you're going to find selling hard. So with selling, I always say it's like, you want to be able to make money all year round from your business. You're a business. Like, you don't go to a cake shop and they say, yeah, we only make cakes twice a year. Come back and see us in November if you want a cake. Right? Like, and this always kind of, I understand that launching works really, really well. And also, especially if you're working in cohorts, it makes complete sense. But when you're running a membership, it's like, you do want to be able to make sales all year round. You don't want to have this, like, it can become quite stressful if you're putting all of your onus, all of your kind of income goals into kind of launching 1 or 2 or 3 times. I love launching. I absolutely love it. And it's been one of the major reasons why I've been able to hit 6 figures in my business so quickly after opening a brand new business. But you also want to be selling in the background as well. So you want to be able to have promotions going onto your list, to your audience in the background, where you're kind of getting people in throughout the year as well. So this is why I like to have an evergreen funnel running in the background all year round, which means that you can constantly have people coming onto your list. You can constantly be looking after people, which is great for when you do launch, because then you've got a bigger audience to launch to. But it also means that in the background, when you're not doing these launches, you can also offer kind of sporadic offers to your list as well to get them to come into your membership or your programship. So with your Evergreen Funnel set up, you might have a kind of a sequence in place where you're, I don't know, leading with maybe a freebie, like a sign up type of thing. And then you're leading on with a sequence of emails. And then you're offering like a special offer to come and join you in your membership, which is specific to that person only, which you can offer them for, I don't know, 48 hours, something like that, to come into the membership. And if they don't come in, then they're still on your list ready for your next launch. So this just kind of like evens out your earnings throughout the year. So yes, go for it and do those big launches. Yes, go for it and do those kind of live workshops. I love running live workshops. It's a great way to make loads of sales. But in the background, have an evergreen funnel running as well, so that you can actually be selling all year round as well. So you need to have all 4 of these kind of areas to look at. So spark, structure, systems, and selling. If you're not making money in your membership like you want to be, like you deserve to be, those are the 4 areas that you really, really need to have a look at. And you need to be really honest with yourself. And this can be hard because, you know, as business owners, we can be kind of like, our business is our baby and, you know, we've put so much effort into it. But if you're not making the money that you want to make, you know, that's on you. It is like, there is no one else who's going to magic this for you. You have to take the bull by the horns and make some tough decisions about how you're running your business. Maybe they're not even going to be tough decisions. Maybe they're just going to be like so obvious to you. And just up until now, you haven't made those decisions, but you do need to really kind of think around what these areas are. Think about where your kind of Achilles heel is. So say for me last year, I knew that I had an Achilles heel with my content creation. I hired a coach to help me get my head around it all. And it was great. By the end of the year, I was ready to start on my podcast. So if you need help with this, that is what I do with business owners who've already got a membership in place, but you're ready to start making more money from that membership. So if that is you and you want to get our heads together, and, you know, I really feel for you here, because I have felt like this in my business too, where, you know, your friends, your family, they don't get it. They don't own a business. They don't understand. They're not in the same brain space as you, right? They don't get it. Maybe they've got employed jobs, whatever. They're not entrepreneurs. They don't think the same way you do. Sometimes you just need to go and work with someone who gets it. I do it myself. I hire coaches when I need someone to kind of bounce ideas across, someone who's maybe a couple of steps ahead of me, who can help me kind of like establish the plan that I'm going to take action on in a way that makes me feel confident about the next moves that I'm going to make. So if that is you with your membership and you want to work with me to get that plan in place that is very much tailored to you, because, you know, all membership owners are different. But for me, I've been able to take my own membership across from a $36K year in its first year across to $102,500 in its second year. I'm very entrepreneurial. I'm very keen on kind of learning what people's best qualities are and making sure that those best qualities are being put to use in running your membership, so that you're actually getting the outcome that you want to get and that you deserve to get from your membership. So for me, the majority of membership owners that I work with, our goal is to get you to 5K months and beyond as quickly as possible in your membership. So if that is something that is a goal for you, you want to get to 5K months and beyond with your membership, and you'd like my help to help you get there, do check out my Magnetize Your Membership Pro programship, which is absolutely all about working together to get that kind of result in place. So you can find out all about that on my recurringrevenuerocks.co.uk website. Just head to the top, you'll see there's a section there which says Magnetize Your Membership Pro. Click on that, have a read through about what's included in that container, and do reach out if you'd like to work together to help get your membership to 5K months and beyond. So I really hope that you've enjoyed kind of going through these 4 key areas. So we have done spark, structure, systems, and selling. Really have a think about those. Think about where your holes are. Think about where your Achilles heel is, and make a plan to address it, because your business will thank you for it, and you'll start making more money from your membership so quickly. So I hope you've enjoyed that episode, and I can't wait to see you in here next Monday for a brand new episode of the Recurring Revenue Rocks Show.